As you fly high, leave the worlds by, that you rise and shine. Set your wings on fire for your desire, that you rise again. As you fly high, leave the worlds by, that you rise and shine. Take your stride, reach for the stars, faith high. Walk like a knight, and let the world follow you by. If you do believe in, and keep the faith deep in, the biggest mountain peak shall you climb. Let's row our boats well, that the world keeps moving. Let's hit so high, yeah, that the highest stars shine. Let's find ourselves, surprise ourselves, be better. From the heavens to the sun, let's be there, forever rising for the one. Take a stride, reach for the stars, faith high. Walk like a knight, and let the world follow you by. If you do believe in, and keep the faith deep in, the biggest mountain peak shall you climb. Set your wings on fire for your desire, that you rise ahead. As you fly high, leave the worlds by, that you rise and shine.
Om Shanti. Such a wings of fire for your desire, that you rise ahead. As you fly high, leave the worlds by, that you rise and shine. Take your strides, resolve the stars' feet height. All night glide, let the world walk by. If you do believe in, and keep the faith deeper, the biggest mountain we shall you climb. Let's move above as well. Let the worlds keep moving. Let's hit so higher that the highest all shy. Let's fight ourselves. So blaze of yourself be better. From the heavens to the sun, let's beware, forever rising for the world. Such a wings of fire for your desire, that you rise high as you fly high. Leave the worlds by, that you rise and shine. The desire to rise, the desire to shine, the desire to go above has always been there. Each one of us, or rather, every human soul has that desire to go up, to reach for the highest, to climb the mountain. But probably somewhere everyone is lost. Like that figurative story of a woman who lost her needle inside her house, and she was searching it outside because there was light outside, and the people were shocked, and they asked her, "What are you searching for?" She said, "It is not relevant what I am searching for, but I am searching. You also search with me." But the people said, "It would be mad of us if we just search the things which we don't know what we are searching for." She said, "I am searching for my needle." And after a long search, when they didn't find anything, the crowd asked, "But where you had lost it?" The woman said, What does it matter? But still, we want to know the precise place where you had lost the needle. And at last she said, I had lost the needle inside the house, but there is less light there. That's why I'm searching outside. And they laughed at her. But this is precisely what the humanity is doing. We are also searching, but the search is incomplete and the search remains frustrating because the object of the search is not very clear. Unless and until the object of the search is clear, we cannot get what we want. And this desire remains all the time, unfulfilled, unaccomplished, like a dream. The first thing is to understand what we really desire. The first thing is to understand what is the object of my search. Otherwise, all search is futile. What I am searching for. We all are searching for something which is higher, something which we do not have. But the search is misguided, and our search ends up in money, in prestige, in post, in relationships, in worldly affairs, worldly objects. And the moment we get them, there is further frustration. So there is no fulfillment as such. Because the moment I realize something, the moment I get something, that becomes futile. The search is only till the time I am searching something. I don't have a cell phone and I want it. The moment I get it, it becomes meaningless because I want something else now. So, what is the object of the search and why are we searching it? And most of the time, we find that our search is vague. And when the object becomes very clear, the search will end because we will find that object is within us. It's not outside at all. So all search is mere dreaming. It is said about Alexander the Great. Then when he conquered the world, he locked himself up in a room and he started weeping. His generals were shocked. This man, Alexander the Great, he never cried. There were situations where death was imminent. There were situations where he was in most perilous situations. And yet, he was strong, brave. And why is crying now, when he has almost conquered the world? And they asked him, why are you crying? And he said, I had the dream to conquer the world, and now that I almost conquered the world, now I am faced with yet another question. What should I do? What will I do after I conquer this world? Because there is no another world. And that's why I am weeping, I am crying. The search is always there for the treasure, which is unknown. And that's why the direction is perverted and we are lost. That's why Baba is giving us something which will fill us to the brim, which is fill us to the core, which will lead to that inner deep fulfillment. And that's what was discussed in yesterday's Murli. So that was the recorded Murli of 24th March 2009, almost 12 years back. And in today's times, it is all the more relevant. So we'll try to revise what Baba said yesterday. So what did he say? You know, If you go to a devotee who is a worshipper of some deity, and if you tell him that we met God and he gave us this blessing, that may you have no problem, he will say, what sort of God is yours? He talks in this modern language. It seems a very modern God, that he gives such blessings, such vardhan, that you should have no problem. So your God uses all English language. What else? What else? What else? Hmm? Treasures. Okay. So there are many things in yesterday's Murli. Mhm. Baba has given us 5 type of treasures. What are they? One is knowledge that has made you, that has given you liberation and liberation in life, mukti and jivan mukti. The second treasure is yoga that has given you all powers. The third treasure is dharana that has made you an embodiment of all virtues. The fourth treasure is seva that has made you, that has given you a lot of blessings and happiness. And the fifth treasure is time, which is most important, because it is only at this time that this divine union takes place. It is only at this time that you get all the treasures from the Father. And such a time will never come again. So every thought, every sankalp, every second of this confluence age is such a valuable, and you should not waste it. So time itself is the treasure. Live in this moment, not in the past, not in the future anxieties, worries, and stresses and tensions. Not carrying the load of the past. Past is dead. Don't carry dead bodies on your shoulders. They weigh you down. The present is here, this moment, now. This itself is a treasure. This itself is the greatest wealth, the riches, the opulence that you can have. So these are the 5 treasures he has given. But he has said so many things about treasures. So this is the first. There are total 12 points. This is the first point. Second, 3 things. The Father is one, the giver is one. All have been given similar treasures at the same time, and yet there is number wise. Treasure, only one Father has given all the treasures. He has given similar treasures to everyone. He has given similar riches at the same time, and yet there is difference. And because of this difference, there are so many divisions. So, if similar treasures are given, our aim is take as much as possible. Baba often uses 2 words, sarva and sada. All treasures and always. Fill yourself with all treasures. Not a single one should be left out. Yesterday he talked about these 5. Gyan. To what extent I have imbibed that Gyan. Now, yoga. To what extent I have filled myself with spiritual powers with this yoga. To what extent I am filling myself with virtues and blessings, how much I'm getting through service and time, what I'm doing with my time. If I look at my whole lifestyle from morning till evening, what I'm doing with the time I am given, I'm utilizing it for some significant thing, or I'm wasting it in some worthless thing, what I'm doing with my time. The best thing is the fifth treasure should be utilized for the first 4 treasures. Time should be utilized for Gyan, Yoga, Dharana, and service. There is no better utilization of time than for these 4 things. Every moment, every second, there should be some churning of Gyan. Every moment, There should be some service through us. We should be working on some or other dharnas all the time. Baba said, you are highest, you are purest, you are richest in the world. Because such treasures even Alexander did not have. And that's why he was so unhappy. That's why he was frustrated in the end. In fact, every multimillionaire seems frustrated. Arnold Carnegie, one of the richest person in the world, one of the richest person in America in the last century, when he was on his deathbed, he was crying again. Though he had millions, but he was yet worried that he did not have more. So money did not make him satisfied, fulfilled, contented. The people who died on the Titanic ship, many were rich, and those riches did not help them at the time of death. So, where is our search? What I am doing? So, our time should be the fifth treasure is to increase treasure 1, treasure 2, treasure 3, and treasure 4. So, that is the second point. The third is there are 3 benefits of treasure. What are they? 3 benefits. Yes, it is yesterday night only that we heard. So, you should not forget. Forget after 24 hours, not now. What are the 3 benefits? The first benefit is your own purshat, your own effort. You get pralabdha, reward of your own effort. So your own effort is rewarded. Second benefit, satisfaction, contentment. You yourself are satisfied and you make others satisfied. And the third is happiness. You make others happy. So these are the 3 benefits of these treasures. Your own efforts go up. You remain contented because you have not wasted your time. You can have a very peaceful sleep at night when you have followed Srimad throughout the day. Otherwise, just imagine you have wasted time here and there in chit chatting, in gossiping, in all the digital nonsense. How can you have a very contented sleep at night? So these are the 3 benefits. Then, fourth, whilst you coming in contact with Sambandha Sampak, again 2-3 things happen in your contacts and relationships. How should you use the treasure? With Nimitta Nirman and Shubhavna Shubkamna, Niswarth. So Nimit means being instrumental, altruistic way. You are selfless and pure feelings and good wishes. This is how you use the treasure in your contacts and in your relationships. These are again 3 points here. Then fifth, there are 3 types of children. Who are they? No. What are the 3 types of children? The first are those who have accumulated the treasures and they have finished it. The second are those who have accumulated the treasures and they are increasing it. And what is the third? Third is lost. Third is there. Third are those samane wale, those who have imbibed that treasure within themselves. So these are 3 types of children. The first are those who have accumulated but they have finished it off. They accumulate and they destroy it. Very same moment. They don't increasing. And what is the method to increase the treasure? Baba said, this is the bank which has been opened. In the time, he said, this is the bank where you can accumulate as many treasures as possible. This bank is a confluence aged bank. You accumulate the treasure here. So, what is the method to increase the treasure? The treasure of knowledge, the treasure of gyan, the treasure of yoga, the treasure of dharana, the treasure of time, the treasure of seva. How do you increase it? You use it in your you use it as per the time in your services, in your actions. So make it practical. That is the method. So the more you use this treasure, the more it increases. It is in sharp contrast to the worldly treasure. The more you use the worldly money, it's gone. You finish. But this treasure is absolutely different. The more you use it, you give to others, and yours it increase. That treasure you give money to, if you have 500 rupees, if you give 250, you are left only with 250. But here, if you have this treasure of 500, and if you give 250 to somebody, yours become 750. So this is spiritual finance. This is spiritual mathematics. This is spiritual economics, which is little crazy. So you give treasures to others, it increases. So make it a point that from your mouth some points of gyan should come out. They will create sanskars of gyan in the brain. Some neural pathways would be created. When you keep on uttering something and something and something and something, your mind cannot remain free from it. Your brain will be activated. Just keep on repeating anything, any worst thing in the world, and the brain would be affected. And this is the highest. So if you keep on saying this, uttering it, relating it to others, only some or other point of gyan, naturally you would have sanskars of gyan created. The gyan will penetrate your thick cortex and the gray matters. So three types of children. Okay. Baba said three somans. What are they? You are highest, you are holiest, you are highest, and you are richest. Holiest, do I remain in that holiest state throughout the day? Highest, richest, such riches nobody has. These are only not just the five treasures. Baba has given unlimited, unnumbered treasures. Not just five. Contentment is a treasure. Purity is a treasure. Blessings is a treasure. Thought is a treasure. There are so many other treasures which Baba has given us. So you are richest in the world. You are highest in the world. You are purest in the world. Such a powerful thing about purity. So maintain that high level of purity. Maintain that high level of celibacy. Maintain that high level of brahmacharya. The brahmacharya should remain undivided, unbroken, persistent, climbing new scales of purity every day. Because the very basis of this knowledge is purity. If there is a problem in purity, you cannot understand this knowledge fully. Only in the pure heart, this pure knowledge can enter. Baba said, Baba's heart throne is very pure. Only those who are very, very pure can sit on this throne. If there is a slightest body consciousness, recently there was a Murli, Baba said you should get rid of four things. What are those? Consciousness of body, relationships of body, objects of body, and the fourth, sanskars of body. So everything which is related to body is an obstacle in the path of purity. So work more on purity all the time. Increase soul consciousness. Read more and more about purity. Read about the sensual triggers and the sensual fantasies one travel into at night. In yesterday's Murli, Baba said, your fortune is dormant and your fortune wakes up. When you're pure, your fortune it wakes up. When you become dormant, when you are asleep, your fortune also goes to sleep. Takdeer. Highest, holiest, purest. You have got three actions, three kartavya, three. What are they? The world needs three things. What are they? Power, peace, Love. Power, peace, and love. The world is loveless, powerless, and peaceless. There is no peace in the world. Every home is shattered. Every house is in pieces. There is no love left in the world. Everywhere you see hatred, jealousy, dislike, deep contempt. The world is in such state of shatters. World, there's no peace, there's no power. There is a desire for power everywhere. Why there are so many movies on Superman, Spider-Man, Iron Man, Steel Man, Wonder Woman, Wonder Man? Why? Because there is an inner desire for power. Everybody wants to become powerful. Super healing, accelerated healing, to jump, to climb on the wall. There is a desire to fly in the sky. Why? And the makers of the movies are not religious people. They are not spiritualists. They are not Hindus who have read scriptures. They did not have siddhis. And yet there is a desire. Because the very desire to become powerful is inherent in the soul. And the world is powerless. Baba says, you are Data. You give them power. And three things you have to do. What are those three things? Mansa, Vacha, and Karmana. Through the mind, give them power. Through speech, give them through speech, give them gyan. And through karma, give them values. Okay? So these are the three kartavya you have. Another is Baba gave example of Brahma Baba. Remember his last three words. What are they? He is incorporeal, viceless, and egoless. So viceless in egoless and incorporeal. Incorporeal in the mind, viceless in the actions, and egoless in the speech. So remember these three words of Father Brahma and emulate him and try to be like him. Then Baba mentioned about three forms of the Father. What are those three forms of the Father? Just as he has three forms, you also have three forms. So he is the Father, he is the teacher, and he is the Satguru. He is the Satguru. In yesterday's Murli, Baba said there is no other Sadguru. He is the only Sadguru. Because there is so much conflict in the world. On one side, they say that God is the giver of happiness, bestower of happiness. And when they get a child and the child dies, they said he has given us sorrow. So it is a confusion whether it is a dukh harta or dukh karta in the world. So Baba said such a thing is going on in the world. So they have no idea of what is God and who is God. And Baba says he is the real Sadguru. So he is the real teacher. He is the real Father. So these are the three forms of the Father. So you should have also three forms. And what are our three forms? Brahmin, keep your dress ready. Your almari. These three dress should be there. Wear this at different times. Baba said, be in the Sakshi state, in a detached observer, and keep on wearing these three dresses. Once Brahmin, and then angelic, and then deity. Sometimes deity, sometimes angelic, and sometimes Brahmin. These are your three dresses. Keep on wearing this. Practice this drill multiple times throughout the day. Abhyas. Do abhyas of this drill. Keep on practicing and practicing and practicing. And there should not be any time when I am not doing something, some or other drill. I should be in some consciousness, some higher consciousness. Sometimes I am this. I am a Brahmin. I am highest, richest, or I'm purest in the world. I am the donor. I have to give to a world. The world wants peace, purity, peace, love, and power. I have to give. I am peaceful, powerful, and loveful. I have to give these things to the world. So these are the three things. And what is the blessing given to the Maharashtra group? So this is a very modern blessing by the modern God. Such a blessing is not described in any scripture. If some devotee of Hanuman or Sri Ram hears this, he says, "What is your God?" He talks in this modern language. And what he said to the double foreigners, very beautiful thing. They do not keep anything in the, don't keep any weakness in your heart for a long time. Because if any weakness stays in the heart for a long time, it will turn into a sanskar. It will become a nature. That's why double foreigners have a speciality. What is the speciality? That they make it clear in front of the Father. And this is how they bring about transformation, and that's what Baba likes. They are honest. They don't keep weakness in their hearts. So don't hide the weakness, don't keep the weakness within, reveal it. Tell to the Father, and He will give you some solution. He is the ocean of solutions. So these are all the points. Let us revise once again. So five treasures: first Gyan, Yog, Dharna, Seva, and time. Okay, what are the three things? Father, one, treasures given at the same time, and same treasures to all. Yet there are number wise. Then next three things, three benefits. Your efforts increase, satisfaction and happiness for others. Again three things, Nimit, Nirman, Shubh Bhavna, and Niswat. Okay, there's one more thing in this Murli. Baba said, even if the situations come, you should remain very stable in the situation. First, there are again three things here: remain tireless and keep flying, tireless, athak, and keep flying. Second, even if the situations ups and down, you should remain stable, and original state, swasthiti, will change the situation. Your swasthiti will change paristhiti. Your original situation will change all the other situations. These are all three more things. What else? Three ways world wants: love, power, and peace. You have to serve the world in three ways: mansa, vacha, and karmana. Mansa, you give them power; vacha, you give them knowledge; and karmana, through your actions, you give them virtues. So these are those three things. Three words of Father Brahma incorporeal: viceless and egoless. Give them in three ways. Okay. Then again, three forms of the Father. So these three forms of the Father, and you yourself have three forms. So keep on practicing. This is a spiritual drill, that I am a angel, I am a deity, I am a Brahmin. So from Brahmin I become an angel, and from angel I become a deity. So, what are the questions for contemplation? Most important thing. The third type of children are, three types of children are those: first, those who accumulate and finish; second, those who accumulate and increase; and third, who imbibe within themselves. Now, this is a very important question for journeying. How to imbibe this knowledge in oneself? Samana. How? What is the method? This is the question. The most important point from this Murli: how to imbibe this knowledge within ourselves. This treasures. Just take one treasure of purity. Now, how should I imbibe this purity within myself? When there is a purity within me, there cannot be a trace of vasana or passion within. There should be total elimination of all the passions, all the worldly desires, all the desires of the body. So that means if it is not happening, that means purity is less. That means I have not imbibed this purity. So I come in the first category. First type of children who are just accumulating and finishing it. Second is they are increasing it by using it, by applying it. But the third and the highest category, those who samana, those who imbibe these knowledge within themselves. So what is the method? To go in silence, to think about it, to churn it, to discuss it, to let it sink deeply within oneself. So that is a point for churning. So this is in short about yesterday's Murli. Om Shanti.
Set your wings afire for your desire that you rise ahead. As you fly high, leave the worlds by, that you rise and shine. Set your wings so far for your desire, that you rise again. As you fly high, leave the worlds by, that you rise and shine. Take your stride, reach for the stars, faint high. Walk like a knight, and let the world follow you by. If you do believe in, and keep the faith deep in, the biggest mountain peak shall you climb. Let's row our boats well, that the world keeps moving. Let's hit so high, yeah, that the highest stars shine. Let's find ourselves, surprise ourselves, be better. From the heavens to the sun, let's be there, forever rising for the one. Take a stride, reach for the stars, faint high. Walk like a knight, and let the world follow you by. If you do believe in, and keep the faith deep in, the biggest mountain peak shall you climb. Set your wings so high for your desire, that you rise ahead. As you fly high, leave the world's by, that you rise and shine.